We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order of the Nicholas County Parks and Recreation Commission. Today is Thursday, April 21st, 2022, and it is 7:04 p.m. So we'll go ahead and get started with the call to order. We do have a majority present. It would be at this time that I'd like to request an executive session to discuss personnel matters. That would be the consent of the board. Okay, yes. So if someone could second that motion, please.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against the motion does carry at 7:04, and it'll be a real quick break, and everybody will come get you in just a second. We are okay. It's 7:18 p.m. For the record, no decisions were made during the time of executive session. Is there a motion to adjourn from executive session?
Make a motion to adjourn from executive session.
Motion's on the floor. Is there a second? There's a second from Ms. Shamble. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? The motion does carry. Approval of the minutes. You'll find in your board packet the minutes provided by Ms. Spencer. If you'd like a chance to review those.
I'll move the president waive the reading.
Okay, the motion's on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Mr. Lewis. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? The motion does carry. Next, we have the public comment. I do not believe we have anyone for that. And so next, the finance report.
Balance in the general checking account as of 4/21/22 is $19,871.02, and the pool account is $363.55.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the treasurer?
Wait.
Is there a motion to approve the finance report as presented?
Make a motion.
Motion's on the floor by Mr. Lewis. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Who wants it?
Yeah.
Okay. Second by Ms. Coffin. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion does carry. Up next, we have the committee reports. The hiring committee and the pool committee met today, tomorrow, and Monday for the interviews of the lifeguards. So far, we've had really good applicants, so I'm excited to see what else the next 2 days bring on those. Do you all have anything to add on that?
No.
I don't believe any other committees are outstanding. I just want to make sure. The manager's report.
On April 2nd, 4-H did their community service day, and we got all 5 cabins cleaned, wiped down, swept, mopped, when it was clean. On April the 19th, Fort did their community service at the park, and we transferred bed frames to the cabins and cleaned out most of the stuff in Craigsville Cabins. Mainly what I've got is what we've got done. The barn, Little League bathrooms have been painted. We're still putting a second coat on the barn bathrooms. Floors redone, lighting in the Little League bathrooms is put in. And the shower house and Little League bathroom has new roofs. The outside of the barn was painted along with the fair office, and stonework completed on the front of it. The pole barn frame has been cleaned up and painted. Shelters 1 and 2 were cleaned and painted. The gables on the 4-H building have been cleaned up and repainted. Work inside is almost complete. The work in the dining hall has been completed, and it's already starting to get rented quite a bit. We've ordered and received the new lighting for down to the park street lights. We just don't have much yet. The pool got a new electrical system, new roof, new sliding doors, and the bathrooms are getting a makeover like the ball field and the barn bathrooms. Entrance flower beds are looking great. They're done now. I heard this the other day. They've started on the flower bed in front of the dining hall and the pool. And he's been told you about the hiring committee, hiring Mitch Nash. He started on April the 4th. And he's told you about James. Was put in the Chronicle. So far, I've got one gentleman come in to pick up an application, but I gave out another one today, this evening. And it'll run this week and next week in the Chronicle. April the 26th, the high school art class is coming to touch up the mural in the dining hall. And if you know anybody that likes to paint and would like to work on the pool's mural, you want to talk to them. The Somersville Chamber of Commerce is having a member showcase, and Jennifer and I are going to go set up and just kind of let everybody know everything out here is for rent, because there's still a lot of people that really don't know that they can rent just about anything here.
When is that?
That is on May the 14th.
Thank you.
I would like to see if you guys would be interested in donating. They were giving door prizes out. I was thinking maybe a free shelter rental or a one-day free pass to the pool, or both, or nothing, or what you guys think about it.
Or just nothing.
Or nothing. May the 21st, we're having movie night in the park. It's free to the public, and they'll provide popcorn and drinks, which is water. Plus, they have other sponsors that'll be setting up the handout stuff, and they're showing older movies that most kids haven't seen. This one, the first one's Flubber, and then October the 15th, they'll be here with all the same stuff and showing the Haunted Cabin.
Is it the old flubber?
The old Flubber with Robin Williams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about that.
Really old one.
Sally, how much are the individual passes for the summer? Are they 100?
I think. Yeah.
On the
We
pool?
should- I think we should
Yeah.
do the individual pool pass or $100 off the family pass.
That's what we did.
For the door prize?
Yeah,
You want to make that motion?
yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. First and second, and any further discussion or questions?
What are they giving?
$100 gift card for, well, an individual pool pass for the summer, or they can use it for $100 off a family pass as a door prize for the showcase on May 14th at the Somersville Chamber showcase.
I think that'd be. Any further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those against, the motion does carry. Anything else, Sally? Up to the unfinished business, of course, I'm going to play Vanna White here today. We do have the square systems in. I tried putting them together earlier. Give me a minute, I'll figure it out. Of course, you'll have the square system on the iPad here with the card reader. It's got the card insert and the Apple Pay reader. We will be able to do receipts, and we'll have a cash drawer also, of course. This system too is really good because Sally, and probably be a good idea for Sally, Terry, and well, the president, the treasurer, and Sally to all have access to the main dashboard, if you will, and it keeps all the reports to everything. And so other than the money transfer in and out of the drawers, which you can report in the system, it's all there, it's all done. And so no more having to do reports from the pool and stuff like that. So, and of course, that should help. We do hope with sales at the pool and things of that nature. There'll be one in Sally's office and two at the pool. We talked about one, but thankfully in the allotment of 3,000, we could get 3 systems because they wanted one at the entrance and also at the concession window. And so, pretty good system. I'll figure it out and we'll be ready to go. Otherwise, on unfinished business, a couple issues I hate to bring up, but here we are. Concerning our audits. To my understanding from the state auditor's office, which I've discussed a couple times in the last couple weeks with them about the park, there has not been an audit done on the park in the last 2 years. So we actually are going to have to look at 3 audits to get caught back up and save us from any penalties that are not pending now, but could be coming in the next year or so, or at least the first year. And so unfortunately, we do need to look at the last 3 years. I'm not sure why they weren't done, but they weren't. And so You're
That's
welcome.
okay, the first one I did, we hadn't had one in 6 years.
6 years. Well, that's not so bad. So, yeah, so 3's not bad compared to 6 or 7. The other unfortunate business is in those conversations with the auditor for the county. In fact, I took it all the way to J.D. McCuskey himself, the state auditor, and they did reject our request to add the park to the commission's audit, claiming that it's too much of a workload. I didn't realize the government had the ability to require this and then say they're not going to do the work. And so what we will have to do, if it's okay with the board, is Sally and I will have to get together and advertise for a auditor to come in. Probably just be best to knock out all 3 at one time. And as promised, I will go back to the commission to ask for support on the cost of those 3 audits, since we did the bank transfer, everything, hoping for the state auditor just taking this on. So if there's no objection to that, we'll begin that process. Any other unfinished business? Hopefully something a little more lighthearted. Okay, new business. One thing I just like to address is, like Sally said, the dining hall rentals are up because people are starting to hear about the renovations. I just like kind of like a unanimous consent for Sally and I to, and then anyone else that'd be interested, by all means, to begin a push of advertising the park to try and further increase rentals. You know, we're getting a lot of compliments, and there's a lot of talk about what this board has done on these grounds in the last few months. And I think just, and really right now, you know, all I'm asking for is just a free Facebook, you know, push. I mean, I guess I don't even need to be asking for permission, but I just want to bring it to the board anyways, of just, you know, we'll try and actually maybe work with SCTV on kind of an informational thing of what all's going on, what all's been completed, that you can rent all these different facilities for all these different reasons, and just continue awareness of this place making some more money for itself.
Well, they can do subtitles, right? You guys can do subtitles, right?
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if they done, not commercial, but like, you know, hey, here's this, and here's the cost of it, and you know what I mean, like literally subtitle what it is and the amount per day or something like that.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like a little, almost like a little commercial type thing.
That'd be great.
It should also mention the card too. Kids can bring a card down if they're going to the pool.
Yes.
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 Yes,
Especially getting closer to opening time.
Yeah.
We definitely need a big push on that. And we need a new Facebook page for the pool, because honestly, we can't track down who owns the page now. So we'll double whammy on that one and try and get that built back up.
it doesn't have anybody.
It's just kind of floating around in Facebook land, and
And I've been-
unfortunately, I don't understand that very well enough to track down, I
You're
guess.
talking about the pool now, what's these here?
Yeah, seriously.
I'm not sure what you have going. Oh, so, an interest of Commissioner Chapman and then me, after his bringing it to my attention, there's been a lot of people talking about the potential for a splash pad, for the, you know, the younger children. And so Mary met with National Pools on Wednesday.
Yesterday.
To look at the design and all that, if you want to speak to anything on that.
Yes, I met Jason Vaughn at the pool yesterday. These pictures that are on your table, Craig and Garrett had asked me to, you know, see what the options were as far as putting a splash park in place of the baby pool there at the pool. So he came to look everything over, and he said he will have some estimates for me within a couple of weeks. He's gonna do something like, you know, something grand at the top of the scale, something in the middle, and then something economic. So to see where we kind of want to land, he can work with us wherever we want to be in there. And then over on the 5 feet side, when they did the renovation, they did make it to where we could put a water slide in there. So he's going also to see what our options would be there as far as putting a water slide over there on that 5 foot end. So he will send information on that also.
And my only request is, it's a good metal or something slide, not the plastic ones that they put in originally. It
Yes,
just didn't hold up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where those original ones came from.
Understood.
They were, but,
And again, because Craig and I have both asked for that, whatever, that would be something the commission would consider the cost on. Yeah, so,
That'd be great.
yeah. But I think it would be nice.
yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I think it would be nice.
Well, if people can see something like that from the road, it's only gonna draw more people over there,
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
I think it would be a great attraction.
Anything else on new business?
I had someone approach me about a handicap swing at the park. He said the swing that's there would be more size for an infant. And his daughter's like 2, I think, and she wouldn't fit in it. So I didn't know, how anything like that works, but he sent me a picture of one that he said would be more like something that would fit her.
Okay. If you want to send that to me, and I'll have our grants coordinator try and see if we can find something, because I'd like to imagine there'd be something out there for that. And or just something, again, a request of the commission or something like that. Very good.
Terry and Jennifer, the Fair Board meeting that I was not at, Angie mentioned that you had been talking about barn quilt.
Yes.
And that 4-H might do a barn quilt to put on the barn. There are other counties that 4-H has done things like that, so I can certainly reach out and see how they've done that, designed it. But if that's something that the park would like to have, a barn quilt, it's like 4 by 4 foot.
Right.
Up
Right
on
there
the
on
barn,
the-
yeah, right there underneath that outcropping. 4-H would be willing to design something, and then it would run through the board for the approval of the design, and then could be put up.
I think it will look so pretty.
That'd be awesome.
I'm excited to paint it.
Of all renovations in this park, that barn has got the most compliments.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it looks like a good Amish barn to me.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably where the barn quilt would be.
It would be so pretty.
Yeah.
It would, it really, really.
Yeah, it would.
And we were down there with one of the contractors, and Sally mentioned like an antique looking barn light that would be on that peak right over your barn quilt. So that might be a dual project there.
Yep, I think that's an excellent idea. Yep.
Well, that's great, 4-H can do that.
Yep, so I'll look into that and bring that back. The other thing is that 4-H wants to do work on the council circle. So 2 of the main things, of course, just getting it, because we have one post at the very opening that's very much leaning and needs to be reset. But the bottom row, they would like to reconstruct, and Wood County has it, so we have plans from it, that the bottom row is removable, so it's ADA compliant, so wheelchairs or anything can come into that first row. So we'd like to do that. And then the top row, notoriously kids fall off, so we'd like to put a railing, like a backstop on that top row, so that the kids can't fall off. So those are 2 things that we would just want to run through the board to make sure that we can make those renovations. And then also, if it would be all right if we painted the council circle with the tribal colors, and it would actually be a stain, so it wouldn't be the bright, like the barn red for one of the tribes, it would be a more muted color. But we have orange, black, green, purple, and red that it could be painted. And that would seal it, keep the wood, seal it, but it would be that, year-round, those tribal colors. So.
And that treated wood was sat for so long, it's dried out to where
Yes.
it
Yes,
would
that's some of
take.
that evaluation
Yeah.
of how much are we gonna replace, how much are we gonna keep, and just get it looking pretty again.
Yeah, we
And
can
safe.
pressure wash it first too.
Yeah, that's a good
If
idea.
we set that over here, that water seal
This
it.
has to dry good, yeah.
So we wanted to run that through the board too, to make sure that those were acceptable.
I'd like to have a motion
Additions
to approve
and
that,
things
because I
like
think
that.
that'd be great.
That would be great.
All 3 of
Yes.
this project. All 3 aspects. Is
Yes,
there a motion to approve that request?
I'll make that.
Okay, it's made by Jennifer Kaufman, seconded by Terry. Thank you. Any further questions or concerns? Of course, no financial commitment by the board at this time. I mean, you made the motion, so I want to clarify.
Yeah, no, we're doing an alumni campaign to do
Okay.
in kind, to do financial, to do everything. So,
Even better.
Yep.
Any further questions?
I have a question. You know, I use the dining hall for my pageants during the fair. What would be the possibility of putting like the accordion doors?
Let's vote on this, then let's talk about
Okay,
it.
okay.
So, back on the 4-H council circle, with the request presented here by Mrs. Walker. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those against, motion does carry. Thank you, I think that'll look good.
Thank you.
Now,
Okay, because this is my 6th year, I guess. I hang a curtain. Well, I don't hang a curtain, Jeff hangs a curtain on wire. And I stress the whole time because I just know that somebody's gonna pop through that curtain and people are gonna see what they don't need to be seen. But so I was wondering, is there a possibility to get like an accordion door put up that will divide that part of the room from the main dining area to keep that off? It'll keep noise level down. I don't know if that's
if you would like to explore costs
okay.
and maybe bring that back to the board,
Okay.
because I guess it'll just come down to dollars and cents to me personally.
Right.
Because I do see the point, it's just,
Anything improvement.
right,
Well, yeah.
right.
I mean, and you would help close off too when they have like dinners and stuff there and they don't need that whole space, they can just block it off.
I researched it a few years back. Yeah.
You get retarded. That curtain stresses me out every year, so. Yeah, last night's in my brother.
Anything else on new business?
Yes. We have been contacted by email by Ben Shepherd, who is, he's an adult co-ed baseball league called the Doc Ellis League. They would like to rent all 3 baseball fields September 3rd, 4th, and 5th for a World Series, which they normally hold in Marlington, but that park only has 2 fields, and it will be big enough for them this year. And he would share more information with us if I would like. Baseball's over then. Soccer said they didn't have any games that weekend, but I told him I would have to take it to the board first before we could rent any baseball fields because of all work.
Will that be during when,
It's late April.
what about the other people, the legends or
Legends.
whatever? Will that be during their time?
I never thought of them. It is during their time too, but I didn't think.
I mean, they might not be using it, but
Right, but I
we'll
will
have
check.
to consider
I
that.
will check with them.
Did he give you an idea of when he had to have an answer?
No, I just told him I would do some checking and get back with him.
I would want to see about legends also first.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then probably get quite a bit more information from this gentleman.
Yeah. So maybe if you don't care to get more information, check with legends before next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we even have a system, deposit system, to where if people did rent those facilities, it'd be like a security deposit or anything on the fields and the facilities?
We don't. The only group that has a deposit security is Dollar Desk.
So maybe that's something we consider too before we start renting it. So we need to, there's 73,000 additional dollars laying over there as of the last 3 months.
Yes.
So, of course, we will be very particular with all facilities, but especially the,
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be anything outrageous, but at least compensate the board for what our employees would have to fix potentially.
I don't know, you could call around, like, they have a park over there in Beckley, they have a turf park, but I'm sure they charge a facilities or maintenance fee for the use of it. So, I mean, with these fields, obviously staff have to go back in and groundskeep on them. I don't think it's unreasonable to include that as a charge for people that are doing a rental agreement for a field
So but I'll help you on that and we can. Do you have anything else?
That's all I got.
Anything else from the board? President's comments, just thank you all for what all you are doing up here. Like I say, we're getting a lot of compliments, a lot of happy citizens throughout the county, and it's looking better every day. And then board comments. That being said, our next regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Parks and Recreation Commission. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you about picnic tables. Someone mentioned that you were getting picnic tables.
So I'm working with a couple different civic groups to see if they would do a sponsoring of those. The VOTEC is not capable because of the workload they have with other specialized projects. So probably won't have an answer on that until maybe the next meeting. But there's a couple of organizations in the county and town that may be interested. Yes.
Can I bring up a piece of old business before we go away?
Sure.
What I wanted to talk about was the cabins. Has anybody got anybody to work on any other cabins besides Craigsville? Like redoing the bathroom?
They talked about doing a scope of work, and I was waiting on that to see what they were actually stepping up to in a price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On any specific cabin?
The first one.
Monday.
We'll work on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, you're good. There's about that, all this rest of the stuff is going on. I mean, that could take a back seat, yes.
Kind of fell through the
Yes,
cracks
yes.
there for a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's, I reprioritized based on the big games.
Jake, send you the scope on the other one?
He has not yet, he's working on it.
Okay, so probably we'll have to get approval by text or email on that, but Jakeman, of course, is sponsoring the Craigsville Cabins. We did provide him a scope of work. He had a couple ideas that I wasn't comfortable deciding on because it wasn't just the current design or, shape of the building. And so he's supposed to send Sally some stuff, and then we as a board can decide if we want him to do, and they're minor changes, and I think they're well intended. Just, want to make sure that we all agree with how the facility's being adapted in any way. So, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot about that as well. Okay. That being said, our next regularly scheduled meeting of the Nicholas County Parks and Recreation Commission will be May the 19th, and again, that will be at 7 p.m. for the summer hours. Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting of the Park and Recreation Commission?
So
Motion on the floor, is there a second? Second. Seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All those against, the motion does carry. Thank you all. In less than 45 minutes.
There you go.